All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here live from the event center for the second half of action in the girls' basketball game against Preston. Sorry we couldn't bring you the first half due to work schedules. We couldn't get off work in time, but we're here. And I don't have a roster for the team, so I'm just going to have to call it like it is. That's a pass into number 11. She goes out to the three-point line, pass into 5. Her shot's good. Now McGuire bringing it down the floor for the Lady Ponies. Sorry, we don't have a camera either at the moment. So we're running off a wide video until we can get a camera operator. Now 5, past 15, over to 11. Inside to 5, she's there, the lay-in's good. Now 11 for 3. Shots just off the mark, rebounded by 24. Not cleanly, she's bobbling it around. Jump ball called, possession goes to Kellyville. Now McGuire bringing it up the floor for the Lady Ponies. She passes over to Horchek, and that pass is intercepted after the tip. Now Ferrison being the only one on defense down on 15. Now 5, she passes to 11. 11 inside to 5, 24 actually. Now 11, her shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded almost by Horchek, but ends up getting her own rebound. Now she passes over to 3. Now 3, driving inside against McGuire. Now it's 5. 5 inside to 15. Floater, fadeaway floater just off the mark, rebounded by McGuire. Now McGuire driving down the court, and she is going to be double teamed as she tries to pass inside. And now Cargill going to pass in to McGuire, and she's double teamed again. She goes to pass that to Cargill, goes off the defender's hands, going to be Kellyville ball. McGuire over to Byram. Now to Ferrison. Ferrison, mid-range jumper is blocked. As 3 goes and gets the layup to go. Now Byram over to Horchek. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it back to Byram. Now Byram to McGuire. McGuire drives inside. Goes up with it. Shots just off the mark. Rebounded by 24. As 24 backs off. She gets 2. That three-pointer just off the mark. Rebounded by number 11. That pass is taken away by Cargill. As she drives down the floor, her shot goes in. Aiden Cargill for 2. That three-pointer just off the mark. That's rebounded by Horchek. Now Horchek pass to McGuire. timeout. Charge to the Lady Ponies. All right, Ferris going to pass in for the Lady Ponies. Now Byram has it over in the corner. She's double teamed. Throws it off of one of the defender's knees. Now Byram pass inside to McGuire. Now Ferrison over to Lewis, and it goes off the defender's knees again. Now Ferrison pass to McGuire. Now Byram wants to take the shot. Ends up taking a step over and takes that shot. Now Lewis with the rebound, taken away by 12. 12 passes to 2. Byram the only defender. That layup's just off the mark, rebounded by Byram. Now Byram gets it to McGuire. Now McGuire looking for somewhere to go. Over to Byram, now back to McGuire. Now over to Lewis. Now Ferrison. Now inside to McGuire. Now back to Lewis, over to Byram. Now Byram inside to McGuire, and the shot's just off the mark. That's tipped multiple times, rebounded by McGuire. She gets it over to Byram. Byram for 3. And it's good. Jocelyn Byram for 3. That ball's tipped multiple times, almost taken away. As 22 drives inside, her layup's just a little too strong. Now Byram over to McGuire. McGuire drives in through multiple people, passes out to Lewis. Now Ferrison for 3. Just off the mark. That's tipped, and that's rebounded by Lewis. Cargill, as her shot goes in. As number 2 is hit, falls to the floor. Byram now passes to McGuire. McGuire for 3. Just off the mark. That's tipped out of bounds by Lewis. Now 22. Now Byram pass is intercepted by 22. Ferrison for 3. Shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by 5. 5 passes to 2. Now 2 pass into 21 or 24. Her shot falls. Now Ferguson being double teamed. Pass over to Byram. Byram for three. Shot's just off the mark. Rebounded by McGuire. She's hit from behind. No foul called. Bench is begging for it. And we got a charge. McGuire gets it over to Cargill. Now Cargill's pass is tipped. She passes it over to Ferguson. Ferguson for three. Just off the mark. That's rebounded by McGuire. McGuire gets it back out to Cargill. Now Ferguson. Now Cargill. Now Lewis. Lewis for three. Her shot's just off the mark. Rebounded by number 12. Now 12 looking for somewhere to go with it. She's guarded by Ferguson. She gets it. She gets a screen there. Goes around the defender. Passes inside to 15. Her shot's good. Third quarter comes to an end. Passes the 2 to 11. Now to 15. Now back to 12. Inside 2. Out of bounds off number 2's hands. Now pass deflected, stolen by 12. Pass in from Cargill to McGuire. Intended for Dye. Now goes out of bounds off of number 5. Now Byram. Three-pointer good. Now number 5. Over to number 11, now 15. 15 for three. Her shot's good. Byram now inside to McGuire. Her shot's blocked by number 15. Dye interception. Now McGuire looking for a place to go with it. Gets it to Byram. Now Lewis. Now Cargill. Now McGuire. Her lay-in's good. Two for three. Dye with the rebound. Now Byram. Now over to McGuire. McGuire fakes out a shot, gets it to Dye, and Dye has the ball tipped away. Cargill looking for a place to go. Now gets to Byram. Cargill with the takeaway. Cargill at the line. Our first shot goes. Now 15, now 5. 5 drives in. Now to 11. 11's three-pointer is good. Lewis now over to Cargill. Cargill for 3. Her shot's just off the mark. That's big collision. Called her for a travel. McGuire finds Lewis. Passes a little bit too high, but Lewis maintains control of it. Now to Cargill, now over to Byram. Now Byram over to McGuire. Now McGuire looking for a place to go. She almost gets double teamed. Now Lewis. Lewis is being chased. Now Cargill. Now Lewis again. She gets to Cargill. Cargill over to Byram. Byram for 3. Her shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Cargill. Cargill puts it back up. Her shot's no good. It's rebounded by Dye, and Dye puts it back in for the lay-in. Now number 3, she drives in. Her lay-in's good. McGuire finds Byram. Byram looking for a place to go. She's double teamed. Now passes to McGuire. Ball is almost tipped away, but McGuire still maintains control of it. She passes into Byram. Now inside to Dye. Dye's shot is just a little bit too long, but Lewis with the rebound. Now we got a jump ball call. Byram passing to McGuire. Now Byram again. Bringing it down the floor for the Lady Ponies. 3 minutes, 18 seconds left in fourth quarter in the game. Now McGuire, she's double teamed. She finds Farrison over on the wing. Now back to Byram, inside to Horchek. Horchek posts up, gets it out to McGuire. McGuire drives in, gets it out to Farrison. Farrison for three. Her shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by 22 for Preston. She brings it up, passes it to number 2. And she goes down and gets the layup to go. Now Byram bringing it up the floor again. Farrison picks up a dribble, has to go somewhere with it. Ends up being taken away by 2 Preston players. 21 comes to set the screen, nobody there, gets it over to 2. Now 2 inside to 21. 21 shot just off the mark, that's rebounded by Goins. And they're gonna call Goins for a travel. As Lewis and Butler and Blaze come in for McGuire, Byram, and Farrison. And that shot by 22 is good for 3. As 22 has that takeaway. We got timeout. Sorry, just sub-in attempt. That ball's taken away by Blaze. Blaze drives down the floor. And that pass is taken away by 21. Now 25 down low. Her shot's blocked. Calls her for a travel. Now Blaze to Butler to Horchek. Horchek puts a shot up just off the mark, rebounded by number 2 for Preston. Two goes up with it. Can't find it. Now Lewis driving it down the floor. Pass attempted Goins just off the mark. Stays Kellyville ball. 28.3 seconds remaining in the fourth. Reminds me of Matt Ryan. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Blaze now to Lewis. As Lewis gets it back to Blaze. Now Blaze looking for somewhere to go with it. Passes it to Butler. Butler finds Goins. Goins drives in. Her shot's blocked by 21. She gets her own rebound. Takes it back. Going to shoot the mid-range jumper. It's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Blaze. Now Horchek with the rebound. Now Blaze again puts it back up, but that shot's blocked. And that's the end of the ball game. Final score 61-29. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. We'll see how much time's left on the clock before the boys' game starts, but we're going to come right back, and we're going to have the full boys' game for you. Well, and I just want to say this, if you're not basketballed out, if you want to see more basketball games or want to see More than just Kellyville playing, then feel free to go back and watch the tournament from last week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All 24 games are uploaded to our YouTube channel here. Looks like we got looks like we have 10 minutes left on the clock. 10 minutes on the clock, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back right after this. back for the boys game. Preston Pirates, Kellyville Ponies. Once again, don't have a roster for Preston. They don't have any programs up front, so kind of just having to deal with it. Not too happy about it, but it is what it is. All right, Lawrence doing the tipping duties for the Ponies, and 14 doing the tipping duties for the Pirates. About to get underway here. Preston gets the original tip, tipped over to number 33. Now 2 has it. And he's guarded by Nance. Gets it inside to 33. And 33 gets the first points of the board for the Pirates. As Bellis gets his pass deflected, now Nance for 3, and it's good! Easton Nance for 3. Now Miles, that shot is heavily contested, but number 2 comes out with a 3-pointer. Now Nance over to Bellis. Now Chronister. Now Lawrence. Back to Nance, over to Bellis. Bellis, deep 3. Shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by number 3 as he gets it to 14. And he's going to take the easy lay-in, but it doesn't go in. Rebounded by Bellis. Now Bellis bringing up the floor for the Ponies. Now Chronister. Chronister gets it over to Nance. Nance inside to Bellis. That pass is tipped, deflected, and stolen by number 2 as he gets to 14. 33, big 3-pointer. Rebounded by Bellis. Shot was just off the mark. Pass over to Chronister. Now Chronister to Nance. Nance almost double-teamed. Brings it up near the circle, or into the circle. Now Nance, screened by Chronister, mid-range jumper. It's on the money. Easton Nance, tie ball game. Lawrence and Nance guarding number 3 for Preston. Now Lawrence guarding number 2, gets it out to 14. Our second lead change of the game, Easton Nance. Now number 2 putting the work in on Chronister. Now 33, his shot just off the money, rebounded by Bellis. Bellis passed to Nance, deflected, tipped out of bounds by number 3. Now Bellis. Chronister. His shot's good for 2. Now 33 with the rebound. His shot just off the bottom of the backboard, rebounded by Bellis. Now Bellis bringing it down the floor for the Ponies. He drives in. We're going to get a foul call. And that foul's on 23. That's his first of the game. First foul of the game. About halfway through the first quarter. Bellis going to pass in for the Ponies. Now Ayers, now Nance. Nance over to Bellis. Bellis over to Ayers. Ayers for three. Shots just off the mark. That's rebounded by 14 as he stays in from going out of bounds. That was passed to number 33. Now number 1, now 33. Now inside to 14. Saves it from going out of bounds. Now 1, now 2 for 3. I feel like those Whopper commercials are going to keep playing if I say 2 for 3 anymore. Out of bounds, goes off of Miles, so Preston ball. Now Bellis with the takeaway. Bellis mid-range jumper, and it's good. Owen Bellis for 2. That foul's on Nance. That's his first foul of the game. Now 23 at the line, shooting 2. Looks like Miles is going to sub in for the Ponies. 23, first one goes. Second one off the mark, rebounded by Chronister. Now Chronister, miscommunication to Miles there, wasn't prepared for the ball, still maintains control of it. Now Nance. Over to Bellis. Bellis to Lawrence. Now back to Miles. Miles for 3. Jumper is good. Justin Miles. As 23 goes for the shot, and 33 gets the second chance rebound. Now 1 for 3. His shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Miles. Gets it over to Chronister. Now Chronister to Lawrence. Lawrence going inside. His shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by 1. Now 1's going to take it down the floor for the Pirates. As he's guarded by Chronister. Puts the moves on Chronister. Gets Miles to jump. Miles jumps again. Now 1 gets the points to go. Now Chronister. Chronister finds Bellis. Good screen there by Chronister. Bellis for 3, and it's good. Owen Bellis for 3. Does a jump step there. Rebounded by Bellis after the missed layup. Bellis is guarded by number 1. Bellis mid-range jumper, and it falls in after the shooter's roll. Owen Bellis, he's been on a hot streak. Knock on wood, he keeps it going. Big shot there for number 2, as that's rebounded by Chronister. He gets to Miles. Now Miles drives in, and it's blocked by 23. Nance going to pass it in for the Ponies. He finds Miles inside. That layup's just off the mark. That's rebounded by 23 for Preston as he brings it down the floor for the Pirates. Bellis sets his feet to take the charge. 23 gets the offensive rebound, gets his points to go. Now Ayers finds Chronister. Chronister looking for somebody, has Nance open. Chronister's jumper just off the mark. Rebounded by number 2, who gets it down to 1 for the three-pointer, and his three-pointer's good. Nance looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it over to Ayers. Ayers now back to Nance. Over to Bellis. Bellis for 3, just off the mark. 19-16 into the first quarter here in Kellyville. Like I was saying, if you're basketballed out or if you're not, we have 24 games on our YouTube channel from the Kellyville tournament last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Some very good games on Saturday. We had Vian and I can't remember who, but they went into a good overtime period. Ended up losing by 4 points there for Vian, but very good basketball game, fun to watch. I think it was Vian and Ripley. Came back from a 16-point deficit. Now Nance for 3, Easton Nance. 22-16. Almost taken out there by Lawrence. Now Ayers, good defense. Not good enough though for the three-pointer. Wasn't quite in his face. That or he has really good vision. Saw through Ayers' hands. Now Nance. Lawrence. Skyhook just off the mark. Chronister tip out. Goes to Preston. About those Kellyville tournament games. Kellyville ended up losing to Colcord by 1 point, but still a great basketball game. Need to go watch it if you haven't already. Girls Championship, Bethel ended up taking it after scoring 80 points in the first game on Thursday. Feel free to go watch that one as well. We played Bristow in the final. Now, Bellis, pass intended for Nance, gets tipped, goes out of bounds. 22-19, 6:48 remaining in the second. Pass, or that shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by 23. Bellis. Shot's just off the mark, rebounded by 23. As he goes up, his shot's just off the mark, taken away by Chronister there. As Nance, three-pointer just off the mark. Chronister and 23 both work on the save there. That shot from 2 is just off the mark. Rebounded by Lawrence. Now Nance. Now to Chronister. Chronister back to Nance. Now over to Ayers. Ayers gets over to Chronister. Now back to Nance. Nance, ball taken away by number 3. Now Ayers has it. Ayers doesn't go back up with it. Gets it out to Bellis on the 3-point line. Bellis attempts to take a shot there. Passes to Nance. Now back to Chronister. Inside to Bellis. That pass deflected, taken away. Now Ayers the only defender. As 3 goes up with the shot. It's just no good. Rebounded by Nance. Nance gives it to Chronister. Now Chronister back to Nance. And now Nance into Bellis. Bellis, mid-ranger, just off the mark, rebounded by Chronister. Chronister goes back up with it, and his shot's good. Now Ayers to Lawrence. Lawrence, his shot's just off the mark, rebounded by number 3. Now over to 2, now back to 3. Now number 1. That pass is taken away by Bellis. That shot's blocked by number 2. Nance goes back up with it, and the foul. Preston takes a timeout. 3:44 remaining in the second half, or the first half. Nance, 3-point play is made. Miles' first foul of the game. Now Smith, the line, shooting 2. Both of his free throws fall. Now Bellis over to Miles, now to Nance. Nance drives inside, and it's good. The floater from Easton Nance. just noticed Caleb Stone's back after missing the last couple weeks due to concussion protocol, as well as Wallace is in the game. That floater from 23 is good. So Bellis, Stone, Wallace, Nance, and Miles on the floor for the Ponies. Now Stone posting up, goes inside, pass to Wallace. Now Miles. Miles drives inside. His jumper's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Stone. Stone brings it out. Three-pointer just off the mark. That's rebounded by Bellis. Called for a push. Bellis' first foul of the game. Only the third team foul for the Ponies as well. Preston has 2. Not very many foul calls called in this game here. 2 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in the first half. Bellis, hard defense on number 3. He gets 23, pass inside to number 2. We have a technical foul call. And Bellis is going to take some foul shots for the Ponies. First one just off the mark. Gets his own rebound. Oh wait, these are free throws, never mind. Gets ready to take the second shot. And second one's off the mark. So 0 for 2 from Bellis for the technical foul shots, but Kellyville still has possession of the ball, as Nance is going to pass it in for the Ponies. Gets it to Stone. Now Stone back to Nance. As Wallace looks for somewhere to go, gets it to Stone. Now Stone, pass to Nance. Now back to Bellis. Bellis for 3. His shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by number 1. As 14 has it now. Wallace, good defense there. A little bit too much for the foul. Now 14 to the line, shooting 2. First one goes. As Stone, Wallace, and Bellis are going to come out, and Lawrence. Let me just do the 5 again. Ayers, Nance, Miles, Lawrence, and Chronister in for the Ponies. Lawrence with the screen there. Passes to Miles from Nance. Miles' shot just off the mark. That's rebounded by 3 for the Pirates. As number 1 is fouled. And that foul's on Lawrence. That's his first foul of the game. Now number 1 to the line, going to shoot 2. First one falls. Second one off the mark, rebounded by Miles. Now Nance. Over to Chronister, back to Nance. Now over to Ayers. Ayers over to Miles. Now Nance. Now Chronister. Now Miles. 45 seconds. Now Bellis. Now Chronister. Inside to Miles, and it's good. Justin Miles. Good pass from Chronister there to get inside. Now 2 for the Pirates. Preston's uniform is kind of hard to read on camera. It's 2, pass out to number 3. Number 3, his shot's no good. Rebounded by Bellis. Now Bellis gets it to Nance. Now Nance gets it to Bellis. Bellis guarded by number 1. Drives inside. And they're going to call him for a travel. 0.9 seconds, less than a second remaining on the clock. Going to have to tip it. You don't even have time to get it off. Just tip it. And it's no good. We're going into halftime. Halftime score, 31-26 Ponies. As the fouls reset, and we have a 10-minute break coming up. We'll be back right after this. back after halftime for the second half of this boys' game. Seems like the past couple times we came back from a halftime, I've been giggling about something. Just happy to be here at the event center. Happy to finally be able to do this again. Number one for three, just off the mark. That's rebounded by Bellis. Now Bellis passes to Chronister. And Chronister inside to Lawrence. Now out to Nance. Nance for three. His shot's just off the mark. Rebounded by Miles. And he gets his lay-in to go. It's number two, passes to 33. Now 23, now two. Now Nance with a good defense there as the ball, they're going to call a foul. And that foul's on Chronister. That's his first of the game. That foul's on Chronister. That's his second foul of the game now. .23 goes to the line, shoot two. Now Miles with the rebound on that missed attempt of a free throw, and then Chronister now to Miles. Now Miles pass to Bellis. Bellis over to Chronister in the corner for three. His shot's just off the mark. As Nance tips the ball out of bounds. Preston gains control of it. Pass inside to 23, finds two. Guarded by Chronister, and that three-pointer's good. Now Nance takes it down the floor. He's double-teamed. Gets it to Chronister. Chronister inside to Lawrence. That ball's taken away by 14. As Bellis takes the ball, and it stays Preston ball as it goes out of bounds. That shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by Chronister. Chronister to Bellis. Bellis back to Chronister. As he takes the jumper, and it's off the mark. Smith for two. 2-point game now. Now Chronister looks for somewhere to go with it. Gets it to Nance. Now Nance over to Ayers. Ayers back to Nance. Over to Miles. Miles goes in. Shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by 23. Preston takes it all the way, and now Nance, as he falls to the floor. 33 loses the handle on it. Bellis picks it up. Now Nance looking for somewhere to go with it, gets to Bellis. Bellis for three. It's just off the mark. And that foul's on Ayers. That's his second foul. One shot's good. Over to Ayers. Ayers for three. Shot's just off the mark. Rebounded by Miles. Miles takes it, passes it to Lawrence. Preston called a timeout there. First one's off the mark. Second one's off the mark as well. Rebounded by Chronister. Chronister gets to Bellis. Bellis pass to Chronister. Chronister back to Bellis. Bellis to Nance. Nance to Miles. Miles for three. Shot's just off the mark. Rebounded by 23 as he takes a fall. And they're going to call a foul. It's Bellis' second foul of the game. Foul count currently 6-0. As now number one is double teamed. Jump ball goes to Kellyville. Now Bellis going to pass it in. Passes it to Nance. Now Nance to Bellis. Bellis back to Nance. Nance back to Bellis. Bellis back to Nance. Nance back to Bellis. Bellis brings it across half court. Looking for somebody. Passes it back to Nance. Now Nance to Cronister. Cronister drives in. Back to Nance. Nance for three. Gets the roll. Falls in. East to Nance. Tie ball game. "30-second timeout charged the Ponies. Their first timeout of the game. Now Stone, pass to Bellis. Bellis to Cronister. Now Cronister to Wallace. Wallace to Stone. Now to Nance. Up in the circle. Bellis for three. Shots just off the mark. Rebounded by 14. And that oop attempt is way overboard as it flies out of bounds. Now Bellis. Tipped away. Gets it to 23. Stone! Good steal there. Recovered by Nance. Over to Bellis. Bellis now to Stone. Stone drives in. Gets the floater. Caleb Stone. Not sure what happened there. Clock ran off quite a bit, though. That shot's an air ball. Ends up going out of bounds. Ponies take over the ball. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. If somebody can explain that to me, I am ready to be enlightened. As Bellis gets the ball, he passes to Nance. Now Nance over to Miles as they get across half court. Miles to Stone. Stone dribbles around, goes for the shot, just blocked. And then Nance, now Cronister. Now over to Bellis, now to Stone, now to Miles. Miles drives in, and his shot's good. As the buzzer sounds, 40-36 into the third quarter. Miles gets the rebound on that shot as the ball is poked away, picked up by Nance. Now Nance just off the mark, rebounded by Chronister. Chronister puts it back up. It's just off the mark, rebounded by 23. There we go. Bellis gets the charge call. That foul is number one's first foul of the game as Nance passes it to Miles. Miles gets it across half court, passes it to Bellis. Bellis attempts to take the shot, guarded by 23. He takes the mid-range jumper. It's just off the mark. Rebounded by Chronister, put back. Landry Chronister, it's good from short distance. 42-36 Ponies. Now number 2, pass to 33. Pass inside to 14, guarded by Miles. Now outside to 1. Now inside to 33. As Chronister brings down the ball. And that foul's on Chronister. That's his third foul of the game. As there's a wet spot on the floor. Ref gonna clean it up. As number 1 brings it down. Shot's just off the mark. Goes off the hands of Chronister. Three-pointers good for Preston. 1-point ball game. As Bellis has it, passes it to Lorenz. Lorenz shot just off the bottom of the rim. Now 14 takes it, his lay-in's good. We have a lead change. Now Nance. Nance drives in, pass is intercepted by 23. As number 1 shot falls. back to action here. Bellis to Nance. Nance, that pass is deflected and caught by number 1. Three-pointer made. As Nance looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it to Ayers. Ayers, pump fake. Drives inside. Now Miles. And Nance. Shot's just off the mark. Rebounded by 33. That shot's just off the mark. That's taken away by Chronister. Now gets to Ayers. Ayers inside to Chronister. Chronister over to Nance. Nobody around him. Easton Nance. As Kellyville's going to take a timeout. Thank you. Pass inside to 14. Bellis goes down. right, back after the timeout taken by Preston. As Nance with a takeaway gets it to Miles. Miles drives in, pass out to Ayers. Takeaway there by number 2. And that foul's on Stone. That's his first foul of the game. As number 2 is going to go to the line because they're in the bonus. Foul count's currently 8-1. Preston in bonus. First one falls. Second one off the mark, rebounded by Bellis. Now pass to Nance. Nance now to Bellis. Bellis over to Ayers. Now Nance. Nance to Stone. Stone for 3, and it's good. Caleb Stone for 3. Kellyville starting to press with Ayers. And that foul's on Nance. That's his second foul of the game. First one falls. Second one off the mark, rebounded by Bellis. Now Bellis to Miles. Now Miles to Stone. Stone for 3, just off the mark. Stays Kellyville ball. 52-47, 1:18 remaining in the game. As Bellis going to pass in for the Ponies. As Miles gets a hold of the ball and drives in, foul called. Now foul's on 14. That's his first of the game. Miles at the line, going to shoot 2. Wet spot on the floor, same spot as last time. First one doesn't fall for Miles. Second one falls. 4-point game. Kellyville starting a heavy press. Bellis with the tip away there. Now Preston gets the ball back. That foul's on Ayers. That's his third of the game as number 2 goes to the line. First one doesn't fall. We got timeout called by Coach Fairchild. Down to their final timeout, 52-48, 4-point game, 56.5 remaining in the fourth. Preston in double bonus. Second one off the mark, rebounded by Chronister, gets it to Bellis. 54 seconds remaining in the fourth. Bellis now bringing it down for the Ponies. He's three-pointer. Owen Bellis just off the mark, rebounded by number 23. He's fouled. Fouls on Miles. That's his second foul of the game. Preston go down to the line to shoot two. First one off the front iron. Second one falls. 5-point ball game. Bellis. Good screen by Nance. They're going to call a foul. That's Nance's third foul of the game. Pass inside to 14 as he gets the lay-in. Bellis drives in. He's fouled. Bellis' free throw attempt falls. Now a 5-point game. That foul's on Bellis. That's his third foul. 15.6 seconds remaining in the game. 5-point ball game. Number one at the line. First one falls. Nance, Cronister, Bellis, Miles, and Stone on the floor for the Ponies. And that foul's on number 2. That's his second foul of the game. Cronister's shot off the mark, rebounded by 23 as time runs out. That's the ball game final score, 57-50. Goes to the Pirates. Well, homecoming Friday night. I want to say they play Bags here Friday night, homecoming. We will be coming to you live on Facebook for the homecoming ceremony. But unfortunately, the way it looks, we probably won't be here until halftime of the girls up here in the booth. So we probably won't be here till the girls' halftime up here in the booth, but we will be here live for the homecoming ceremony, and then we'll be on the girls' broadcast as quick as we can. So, I don't have anybody else here to say anything with me. Casper, would you like to say anything? No, I didn't think so. We'll see you guys later. Good night.